Yo, what's up? Welcome to Devil May Cry 5 bosses ranked from easiest to hardest. Quickly before we start, this is footage from my first playthrough, so hold on your roasts about the way I was playing. Starting from easiest and working our way to hardest, let's get it. Number 1, Clipoth Roots. This is literally the tutorial boss, no way you lose here. Maybe you take 1 or 2 hits, but if you manage to die here, I have a bunch to learn from you. He has some needles to hit you, but you can just move and there you go, explode the pupil and there you go. Number 2, Needhug. This is one of the grossest bosses around, but that doesn't make him any harder or stronger. But we're also fighting with Virgil with no motivation, so we have an easy time. Your only job is running in circles while Grief and Shadow fight for you. Sometimes you summon Nasomia to deal great chunks of damage. It's funny to run around while my slaves beat my enemies. Imagine being called V in real life. That would open a lot of paths for bullying creativity, even worse for a girl. Number 3, Gilgamek. This boss is a joke. You gotta break his ankles and then hop on his back. This would be pretty disrespectful in a basketball game. You're playing as Nero, literally the worst character around here. He's easy to use because there's no weird combos and stuff, but Dante has all the style changes and stuff. Plus, since I play on keyboard and mouse, I gotta mash the mouse wheel button to use the style powers, so I am already going mentally insane. Break this thing's legs and blow his back. Number 4, Artemis. This boss comes with a prize inside, and boy oh boy, what a great prize. Gets me harder than the hardest boss. Think about that as you will. This footage might give you a seizure, but be strong and get through it. Most of the times she does nothing, she's waiting for your move. What a good girl. She does like 2 attacks and you can easily jump over them. The flying whatevers get close to you and shoot, but you have a gun. There's this moment where she's kinda praying, I guess. I was skeptical about her charging some special or whatever, and it turns out you can get up there and beat her. Equal rights, equal fights. Cut the boss open and take your prize. Make sure nobody's home. Number 5, Cavanier Angelo. Yo, this is Trish. Gotta be more respectful about her, but what would you expect of a girl named Trish? This fight is easy. You're playing as disabled Virgil, so the enemies cannot do much. Otherwise, that would be disrespectful. Fly around while your slaves do the job. I wonder how 500 years ago they left slavery. This thing comes with benefits. Number 6, Goliath. The first boss you fight as Nero, because the tutorial doesn't count, even though I did count it for the boss ranking, so fight me. I love this design, a mouth in the belly, that's great. Just imagine how cool it would be to have a smaller version of this boss as a pet. Okay, let's not go that far. Imagine having a plushie of this thing. That would be great. This boss doesn't do much, but you're Nero, so you're even more useless than Virgil with no motivation. Sometimes he swings around, but you can jump backwards to dodge. Sometimes he shoots fire from his belly mouth, and you can dodge that with not much effort. Sometimes he even throws an explosion. You can understand it's the explosion because he starts charging something, and not many things require that long of a charging, so get away from the cute monster, unlike what I've been doing in this footage. Number 7, Uri's Throne. The amount of times you fight this thing. This game really treats Virgil like Zayn would from Kingdom Hearts. Out of the many times you fight Uri's on his throne, this is the only one where you can win, or at least the only one I've managed to win. This is easy. Break the crystal and you can slash your dad's hand. Who never wanted to quickly give a beating to his dad? Just me? There's nothing special around here. Dodge the lasers raining around the place and beat the hell out of the crystal, but he'll also spawn spikes after a while. So don't expect to beat him until he's done without needing to back up after 30 seconds of happiness. Number 8, Marupas. Poor woman that turned into this boss, and this is also a zombified chocobo. Poor thing. Anyways, you're Nero for this fight. He's got Janemba's abilities, opening portals around to hit you with different parts of his body. Why won't the woman on top of him try to touch me? Anyways, would probably regret it. You can stagger him and deal loads of damage to the woman. She didn't touch me, so now I show her how we touch women in video games. She starts charging something, but you can hit her a bunch and then she staggers. Quite cool. I believe I've just skipped a hard portion of the boss, but I don't even care. get that win. Number 9, Nasomia. This time we're fighting Virgil's pets. What a great way to piss off your brother. Just murder his animals. Anyways, I love this fight because by the time I was already starting to try style changes and going crazy at things. Nowadays I cannot imagine my life without Royal Guard or Trickster and Swords Masters back and forward. In this fight you'll beat the 3 Nightmares. It's funny because I guess you only need to beat Nightmare, the big one, and the others are just there as support, but they keep coming back after you beat them. I beg your pardon for this fight. Sometimes I wait until they attack so I can give usage to the Royal Guard. It just feels good to block things. Guess that's why I can never see girls' profile pictures. Nightmare can bring back the Griffle and Shadow, but for that he gives away some life points, so maybe that can be a good strategy. Plus you get rid of possible annoyance. Go ahead, piss off your brother before fighting him. Number 10, Albergerian Knight. Virgil had the opportunity to beat the knight without motivation, so now Dante can also do it. Bro, Dante is really handsome, don't you think? For this fight, apologize my damn weirdness. I was learning about the powers Dante actually has. Until this moment I was only using swords and guns, neglecting the powers Sparta gave me. Trickster and Royal Guard are awesome. You can block all his sword slashes with Royal Guard. Sometimes he will break your guard, but you can switch to Trickster and damn. No son, you're not hitting Mr. Dante's pretty face. When he goes away to charge power, you can go to Trickster and teleport to his face. Then you slash him back. Or you release Royal Guard's power. In your face, sucker. Number 11, Horizon. Standing up. This is the first time we can beat Virgil while on demon form. But at this time he's standing up. Don't worry, we'll have another opportunity to beat our brother in demon form. He will have the crystal around as well, but you've unlocked something new. Cerberus. Become the strongest being ever. You can break the crystal with one combo and have enough time to deal massive damage to your brother. Go ahead, have fun. Other than that, it's the same Horizon as always. Kicking when you're close, shooting needles, shooting lasers, and raining energy bolts. Nothing Royal Guard won't block, and nothing that's gonna get so far away that Trickster won't get you back at active mode. Have fun, kid. Number 12, Horizon. Devil form. Once again, brother, we fight each other once again. This time he's kinda faster, he has some new attacks as well, and his kicks seem more karate-ish. He has watched Jaden Smith before the economical state of the world. You've unlocked the nunchuck, so you have a new toy to try on your brother. Let me know if you're also like this with your siblings. I can't be the only one, right? Block everything with Royal Guard and you already know the drill. If you play on the keyboard and mouse like me, break that mouse wheel like you've never done before. Number 13, Cerberus. Well, only a doggo to stop Virgil from taking 3 spots in a row. This dog switches between ice, fire, and electricity, but none of them are too much that a guy like me couldn't beat on keyboard and mouse before breaking both. What gives me a seizure every time is the fact that I would just stand there while he's changing his form. Why won't I just get away? I stand there waiting for Royal Guard fuel. Anyways, the Thunderbolts, guess what? Use Ebony and Ivany and get rid of those. When he's on ice mode, I believe you can quickly get to his face and beat him a little. But I stood there farming Royal Guard fuel. I sometimes wanna beat myself watching the footage I collect around. Number 14, Virgil. Who did you think would get first place? You already knew. This man is the funniest to fight and his mission is straight up fight him. It's named after him and it's the only thing you do. No get through the maze before beating your brother. You just quickly get to the prize. Anyways, he's not that hard after you fought him 1000 times, like I did. First stage, block or dodge one attack, trickster your way to him, and beat him until the screen goes slow motion. That means something changed, I guess. Most of the times you can find out when you're supposed to attack. If he stops, it means you can attack. For the majority of the time, he'll be teleporting around like a maniac. After you deal him enough damage, he will go Devirus Riga. For this, I don't believe you can deal him damage because no matter how many times I try it, he always blocks my attacks and doesn't take damage. So just focus on running for a little. Like you do when you're chilling fighting your brother but he suddenly pulls out an actual gun. Just me? When he flies around the arena, switch to gun spray. Because when he gets the magical swords around you, you use the shotgun to get rid of him. Or you can do something more optimal that I happen to not know. Then he will get back to normal, but try harder. A little bit more. For example, when he wants to Zantetsuken your ass, you get out from the ball using what? Good old Trickster. See how you're also learning? Then you have a ticket to beat him. He will later go back to Devil Trigger and introduce you to a clone. The clone is no big deal to evade, but beating him is even easier. 1 or 2 hits can do the job, so whenever you get a chance, take him out. Repeat until you've beaten your brother. But he has a plot armor, so whatever. You gotta beat him as Nero for plot purposes, but that's not included here. You literally cannot die on that fight. Dante and Virgil are half-breeds, but Nero is a quarter-breed. That makes him even worse than you would think. Well, that's gonna do it for this video. Let me know what you think. Virgil's fight is the most recent footage taken because I cannot get enough of beating my brother. The rest of the footage might have given you a seizure, so I hope you're okay. Let me know if you agree, if you would place bosses at different rankings and all of that, and see you around.